Hello, Charles here with another book review. We will be talking about Blackwater, which is a graphic novel written by Jeannette Arroyo and Ren Graham. Now, both individuals, both writers on this particular title have contributed both to the art and the story. They took turns in writing and drawing. So a couple of the chapters, they just alternated handling the story. So they wrote and drew the story together, right? And this particular story is a teenage life complicated by a werewolf attack. Tony Price is a popular high school track star and occasional delinquent, aching for his dad's attention and approval. Eli Hirsch is a quiet boy with a chronic autoimmune disorder that has ravaged his health and social life. What happens when these two become unlikely friends? And a whole lot more in the spooky town of Blackwater, Maine. Werewolf curses, unsavory interactions with the quarterback of the football team, a ghostly fisherman haunting the harbor, and tons of high school drama. And they do mean a ton of drama. So let's talk about what we like about the book. Well, first of all, this book comes in both hardback and paperback, and I have the hardback, and I really enjoy this version of the book. The art is quite good. Give you some scenes of the artwork there. We'll flip through just a couple of pages here so that you can see the art. So, Tony Price is a high school jock. He's the quarterback of the team. And I should have put some thumbnails in here so I can actually show you different panels that I had already picked out. And like any other jock, he's uber popular because he's really good at his job, but he is one of these guys who literally is a multi-athlete. Track, football, does a wide variety of sports within the school, and he's good at all of them. The only problem is he struggles with being friends with Eli, who suffers from autoimmune disorder. He gets sick very easily and constantly gets picked on. He's a bit of a nerd, constantly gets picked on. So your traditional high school drama is present. Cover is nice. Yes. And this was a library find. I recently found out that the library offers, not all of them, the average library that has the graphic novel titles offers teen graphic novels. Recently came across the Hewlin Library, which is also in Fort Worth, that offers both teen and adult graphic novels. Now it's on the other side of town, and so I'm going to have to start going over there and picking up some more variety titles in the graphic novel area. It's a little bit thicker. I did like that as well. I like the fact that the story is a lot more involved. There's a lot more panels. There's a lot more to read and participate in. So I did like that as well. What I did not like is the high school drama is a bit exaggerated. I was in a very traumatizing, or traumatizing enough high school system myself. But what I didn't like is the characters were very easily drawn to violent responses. There was a lot of yelling and screaming, it was just, and it was everybody. Tony's father doesn't know how to deal with emotions as well. And so it complicates the situation because there isn't a single character in the story that doesn't go into a raging, screaming fit of an argument. Now, there's a young lady in the story as well, who has a tendency to have a bit of a dark perspective on life, and is not surprised with, witches and, werewolves and, vampires, and thinks that she's a little bit of a expert on certain topics, having dealt with certain things. But when they finally encounter the werewolf, nobody seemed surprised. It was shocking at first because they didn't know what it was, but it very quickly became a normality. Like, it's just every day, oh, it's a werewolf. I was attacked by a werewolf. So I did not like that part. However, I do believe that it was very creative for these two. Usually you have an author and then an illustrator, but this book was both written and illustrated by two different people. And so that was a really nice concept. I really did enjoy the book. However, I did not like how quickly it became okay. Everything became okay. There was issues with that part of the story for me. I didn't like that. First of all, the amount of drama was insane. Now, the type of drama was very familiar, right? Jocks picking on nerds. The young lady, the girl, she's a goth character, and that was very familiar. However, there was just so much animosity, so much anger built up, so many problems with the inability to deal with emotional conflict. That was very, very, very heavy, like over the top for me. However, would I recommend the story? Yes, I still recommend it. This particular story has received a 3-star rating from me. Very interesting story, very enjoyable to read. However, it lacked on some levels with me. And that's a quick review of Blackwater by Jeannette Arroyo and Ren Graham. Now, if you would like to hear more details, here's where you'll turn the video off, because there are going to be some spoilers in this portion of the video. We'll give you a time to enjoy what we've read so far. All right, you still here? Okay, so let's talk about some spoilers in this book. There is some woke content in this book. Why? Why does it always have to go there? Why do we have to develop certain conversations, certain controversial circumstances? Life in itself is complicated enough, but we have become so familiar with the routine complications in life that we actually have to develop a woke agenda and put it in. You could have left that out. I really did not like that part of the book. You could have left that out. There is some wokeness in there. There is a lot of issues between once the individual gets attacked by the werewolf, comes a werewolf themselves, right? And ends up developing a bond between the werewolf that attacked them. And we find out what's going on with him. And then nothing was actually resolved. We come to find out that the main werewolf had... so Eli, spoiler, Eli is haunted by the ghost of a fisherman, right? Constantly seeing this guy around. And this ghost is really real because he's giving him warnings that's helping him protect Tony to a certain extent. Tony gets attacked. So come to find out, the fisherman is the father of the original werewolf, the werewolf that is laying and hiding and ends up attacking our main protagonist. So that individual, the main werewolf, and the father, the fisherman, have a problem relationship. And I believe, if I remember correctly, he was killed by the main werewolf. And so the story finds its resolution by developing a newfound, reconnecting the father with the original werewolf. Now, the main protagonist remains a werewolf at the conclusion of the story. He doesn't get healed. He doesn't destroy the original werewolf, and it just ends with everybody being happy. So they have this controversial relationship going on. This werewolf ends up living in a cabin, in the woods, and she now has a relationship with her ghostly father. I said it too. I said it was spoilers in here. Entertaining book. Only 3 stars for me because I really did enjoy the art. I showed you that page already. I really did enjoy the art. And the story is pushed along through dialogue, not narrative. So that was also really good too. But I did not like the constant frustration. I would hope that we can start writing stories where we develop individuals. Everybody on the planet is not emotionally broken. Now, we're not free of being emotionally stressed. But there are some emotionally healed people out there, and you don't really get to see them a lot in literature, in fictional literature. And it'd be great to have at least one character in fictional literature that has found healing. Maybe they have an emotional response. Maybe they still lose their temper. Maybe, but there's a lot. There's a lot in that. But Blackwater by Jeannette Arroyo and Ren Graham, good book. I do recommend it. 3 stars. And I want to thank you for joining me for this book review.